Everything you know about retirement is a lie. They sold you a dream, a perfectly packaged, glossy, high-definition dream. They put it on billboards next to the highway. They put it in the television commercials that play during the evening news. You know the ones. They show silver-haired couples with perfect teeth walking hand in hand on a white sandy beach in Florida or the Caribbean. They're wearing white linen, they're laughing, they look light, they look free. The voiceover promises you that if you suffer now, if you grind now, if you trade your youth, your spine, and your sanity for a paycheck, that one day you will reach the finish line. And at that finish line, the sun is always shining and the work is done. They call it the golden years. I am 75 years old. I reached that finish line 10 years ago, and I am here to tell you, with no agenda and nothing to sell, that there is no paradise, there is no golden gate, there is only a void. If you are currently sitting in an office chair that hurts your back, staring at a spreadsheet that makes your eyes blur, thinking to yourself, I just need to survive until I'm 65, then I'll be free, listen closely. Listen to the sound of my voice, because you are walking into a trap that I fell into, a trap so well disguised that you won't realize you are caught until the door slams shut behind you. I believed the lie. God, I believed it with every fiber of my being. I didn't just believe it, I worshiped it. It was my religion. I spent 41 years in logistics and supply chain management, 4 decades. I told myself, Arthur, keep your head down, eat the stress, swallow the insults from managers who are half as smart as you. Miss the birthdays, miss the anniversaries, because one day you will have time. One day you will own the clock instead of the clock owning you. I treated my entire life like a waiting room. I was sitting there, reading old magazines, checking my watch, tapping my foot, just waiting for the doctor to call my name so the real living could start. I looked at my life in segments. The 30s were for building, the 40s were for earning, the 50s were for saving. I thought I was being responsible. I thought I was being a good man. I thought I was winning the game. And then it happened. The day I had fantasized about for 41 years. June 14th, 2016, my last day. I want you to picture it. I remember the smell of that break room vividly. It smelled of stale, burnt coffee that had been sitting on the warmer since 8 a.m., and that cheap, sugary sheet cake from the grocery store. The kind with the artificial whipped frosting that leaves a film on the roof of your mouth. It said, Happy Retirement, Arthur, written in sloppy blue icing. My boss, a man 15 years younger than me, gave me a watch. It wasn't a Rolex, it wasn't an Omega, just a gold-plated thing from a catalog. I remember holding it in the box. It felt heavy. It felt cold against my palm. A watch. The irony didn't escape me even then. They were giving me a device to count the time I no longer knew how to use. People clapped. I looked around the room at my colleagues. Some were smiling, some were jealous, some were checking their phones, already mentally moved on to their next meeting. I heard the hum of the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, that low-frequency electric hum that gives you a headache around 3 p.m., that sound I had hated for 40 decades. And in that moment, as they clapped, I felt relief, an overwhelming wave of relief. I walked out to the parking lot, I sat in my car, I put my hands on the steering wheel, and I took a deep breath. I thought, I did it. I survived. I won. I went home, I hugged my wife, Helen. We opened a bottle of wine. I slept for 12 hours that night, the best sleep of my life. But then came Tuesday morning. Monday was fine. Monday felt like sick day. Monday felt like playing hooky. But Tuesday, Tuesday was different. I woke up at 6:30 a.m., force a habit. My internal alarm clock didn't know I was retired. I put on my robe, I went to the kitchen, I ground the beans, I made the coffee, I sat at the kitchen table. The sun was coming through the window, hitting the dust motes dancing in the air. It was beautiful. It was quiet. And then the silence hit me. It wasn't a peaceful silence. It wasn't the silence of a library or a church. It was a screaming silence. It was a vacuum. No phone ringing, no urgent emails pinging, no crisis to solve, no shipment missing in Rotterdam, no driver strike in Chicago. No one was asking, "Arthur, what do we do?" No one needed me. I finished my coffee. It was 7:15 a.m. I looked at the clock on the microwave, 7:15. I calculated it in my head. If I went to bed at 10 p.m., I had roughly 14 hours left in the day to fill. 14 hours, 840 minutes, and I had absolutely no idea who I was or how to fill them. You see, nobody tells you about the identity death. They tell you about the 401k. They tell you about the pension plan. They tell you about health care, but they don't tell you that your soul is tied to your struggle. When you ask a man who he is at a party, at a dinner, anywhere, what does he say? He doesn't say, "I'm a kind person," or "I'm a lover of jazz." He says, "I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm a builder, I'm a logistics manager." We are what we do. In this society, your value is directly tied to your utility. So when you stop doing, for the first time in your life, you stop being. You become a ghost while you're still breathing. My specific regret isn't that I didn't travel. We traveled. We went to Italy in 2018. We saw the Colosseum. We ate the pasta. It was nice. But a vacation is not a life. A vacation is a break from life. When you have nothing to take a break from, the sweetness loses its sweetness. My regret is the Tuesday mornings, the Wednesday afternoons, the Thursday evenings. I remember one specific day, about 6 months in. The novelty had worn off. The honey-do list was done. The garage was organized. The lawn was perfect. I decided to fix the garden fence, a simple job, a job that should take 2 hours. I dragged it out. I moved slowly. I was deliberate with every nail. I tried to make it take all day. I was sanding a piece of wood, and I looked down at my hand. It was shaken, not from age, not from Parkinson's. It was shaken from anxiety, a low-level humming anxiety that sat in my chest like a stone. I looked over the fence at my neighbor's house. His name is David. He was 35. He was rushing to his car. He had a tie on, halfway done. He was spilling his coffee. He was shouting into his Bluetooth headset. He was late for work, and I felt jealous. Can you imagine that? I was standing there in my paradise with my paid-off house and my full bank account, and I was jealous of his stress. Why? Because his stress meant the world was demanding something from him. He had a mission to fight. He had a battle to fight. I had nothing but a piece of wood and a fence that didn't really need fixing. I sat on my porch bench. The wood was hard against my back. I watched the cars go by on the main road. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. People going somewhere. People with destinations. I realized I had traded my vitality, my energy, my knees, my back, my eyesight. I traded all of it for this, to sit on a bench and watch other people live. I had saved over $800,000. I had the portfolio. I had the security, but I had no purpose. And let me tell you, money without purpose is just paper. It doesn't keep you warm at night. It doesn't give you a reason to get out of bed. I tried to talk to my wife, Helen, about it. She's a good woman. She tried to understand. She said, "Arthur, relax. You earned this. Just read your books, watch the game." But humans aren't built to relax for 20 years. Look at history. Look at biology. We are hunters. We are builders. We are problem solvers. We are built to struggle against resistance. When you remove the resistance, the muscles atrophy. Not just the muscles in your arms, but the muscles in your spirit. I started to rot. That's the only word for it. I remember going to the grocery store just to talk to the cashier, just to have a human interaction that wasn't with my wife. I would walk the aisles for an hour. I compared the prices of soup. I read the ingredients on the cereal boxes. I bought milk I didn't need. When I got to the register, I tried to make a joke. I tried to start a conversation. The girl at the register, she was maybe 19. She looked right through me. She didn't see Arthur, the man who negotiated million-dollar freight deals. She just saw an old man with a carton of milk.
I was invisible. I wasn't important anymore. That is the regret. That is the lesson that burns in my gut every single day. I spent 40 years building a resume and 0 years building a life outside of it. I deferred my happiness, my hobbies, my passions for a payout that, when it finally arrived, felt like ash in my mouth. I had a friend, Bob. Bob worked in sales. He was the guy who said, next year we'll buy the boat. Next year I'll start painting again. Bob retired at 65, same as me. 3 months later, he had a massive stroke. He never bought the boat. He never painted a single canvas. He died in a hospital bed, waiting for a future that he had already missed. I am luckier than Bob. I am still here, but I am warning you. So look at me. Look closely. I am the ghost of your future. If you are 35, 45, 55, stop waiting. Stop telling yourself the lie that I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I get the promotion. I'll be happy when the mortgage is paid. I'll be happy when I retire. Happiness is not a destination you arrive at. It is a manner of traveling. If you don't know how to be happy while you are working, you will not know how to be happy when you stop. You will just be unhappy with more free time. And that is a dangerous combination. If you died tonight, would you be satisfied with the life you lived while you were working? Or are you banking everything on a future that might be empty? Or worse, a future that might never come? Don't retire from life. Build a life that you don't need to retire from. What does that mean? It means finding work that matters to you now, not just work that pays the bills. It means finding hobbies that consume you now, not watching TV. I'm talking about creating, building, learning. Don't wait until you are 65 to learn to play the guitar. Your fingers will be stiff. Learn it now. Don't wait until you are 70 to write your book. Your mind will be tired. Write it now. Don't wait until you are free to spend time with your children. They will be grown. Do it now. You think you are purchasing freedom with your time, but you are selling your time for money, hoping to buy the time back later. But the exchange rate is terrible. You sell your prime years for pennies, and you buy back your twilight years for millions. It is a bad deal. The goal is not to do nothing. The goal is to do something you love until the day you drop dead. Look at the artists. Look at the writers. Look at the craftsmen. They don't retire. They just change their pace because their work is their life, not their punishment. I sit here now in this leather chair. It's a comfortable chair. I have a nice view of the rain. But I would trade this chair. I would trade this view. I would trade this entire paid-off house just to be 40 years old again, with a little bit of struggle and a whole lot of purpose. It is too late for me. I am tired. The world has moved on. The technology confuses me. The culture feels foreign. I am an observer now, not a participant. But you are still in the arena. You still have Tuesday morning. You still have the energy. You still have the fire. Do not let them extinguish it with the promise of a golden age that doesn't exist. The golden age is now. It is in the struggle. It is in the building. It is in the chaos of raising a family and building a career. Don't wish it away. Don't wish for the end, because the end is just silence. Take it from an old man who won the game only to realize the prize was empty. Live now, because later is the most dangerous word in the English language. Do not waste your Tuesday.